we talk a lot about marketing and ideal clients as part of your operating system. And in this conversation with Leila and Amanda, Lauren and I go deep into how Leila and Amanda were able to really make an impact on the military professionals in our area and use that community that they were a part of to grow their business. And so if you really like to have conversations, hear conversations about people that are supporting our military, or you want to learn how to take advantage of a community you're a part of when you're growing your business, check out this conversation with Leila and Amanda.
I love talking about marketing and how you generate business. And it sounds like, based on our conversation before we got started, y'all generate business very similar to the way that I like to generate business. And it's giving back to your community and relationships. So let's start with the community aspect of it, because people from Slidell love Slidell.
Right.
So what does that area mean to you guys?
So when you're not from Slidell, it's really hard to assimilate into Slidell.
Yeah.
So community is huge for my business. I think for our business, both of us have the same perspective on it, right? Because neither of us are from here.
Yeah.
So I work with a lot of military families coming here. They don't know anybody, the culture. I mean, it is a very unique area. And so getting out into the community, getting involved, creating community events that they can come and feel warmly welcomed and meet other people is huge for us. Mm-hmm. But just getting out into the events that are already created. So Night Out Against Crime is something we've participated in for years. And just the ability to hand out candy to the kids. You know, we're not selling houses out there. We're just meeting people. We're talking to people and you know, inviting our clients that are not from here, hey, come to this event.
Nice.
Come out into the community and see what it's all about and meet people.
Yeah.
So it is huge for us. And it does make a difference in the lives of some of our clients, right? You can sit home and not know anybody and have the loneliest 4 years of your life, or you can get out and meet people, and we're going to help you do that.
Yeah.
I love that y'all
great.
almost created like a micro community. And because y'all have done so well at it, it's integrated into the local community, right?
Yeah.
And most people with your, you know, your situation would have sat back and just been like, oh, this is just so hard on me. And maybe I'll go buy some leads. And you're like, no, forget that. Like, we're going to make an impact the way that we want to make an impact. And then it's hard for people that live there not to notice. Yeah. Like, you know, being from Slidell, I see that and I'm like, thank you. Right? Like, you're touching a whole entire group of people that I didn't get to grow up with. So hell yeah, bring them over so that we can support one another and make them feel more comfortable. But I think it's so important that it takes someone that went through the same experiences that you did, being military families, living in those environments, and just being thrust into new, smaller communities.
I've been that person, and I've seen how it has affected my kids and my family. Yeah. So I've been that person to say, I don't want to move there. I don't like it here. I want to go home. It gets you nowhere. And I truly believe now, 22 years into moving, that you are where you're meant to be in that season of life. Yeah. You have to make the most of it.
Well, but it is another way of building relationships and adding value to your client base, like especially in the military world. Like, if you're having people coming in and out, and there's always new people coming in, but if they know you as the type of person that I don't help them just get the house here, I help them integrate into the community. Yeah. And again, people always ask, like, how do you, like, give me a reason to stay in touch with my clients? If you're in the community and you're going to events, how easy for you to just send an email out to your database and say, hey guys, we're going to be here.
I'll be here. You can come see me. Yeah. I'll be here to come hang out with you. Do you know how many emergency contact lists we're on?
That was my thought.
And then going back to community, I mean, Amanda, how did we meet initially? Before you hired me the first time, what were we doing?
Government shutdown. The government shutdown. Leila was hosting a, I don't know, what was it?
It was the pantry.
Food pantry with my friend Brandy.
It was out of my house first.
Yeah. So my friend Brandy was the ombudsman, which is a liaison between the command and families for the military. And so she was like, hey, this is what's going on. Come out and check it out. And Leila happened to actually be hosting it. And that's big for me. Like, I told her, she's like, why'd you hire me? I'm like, because you were out in the community and I saw that you were giving back. And that's big. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that is big. And so that's how we met initially.
Well, I always love the idea.
It's like full circle.
It truly is. And y'all have now impacted each other's lives and helping each other scale. But when people talk to us about, you know, how do I market? I'm like, know who your ideal client is and solve their problems. Yeah. So that's all y'all did here. You identified that your ideal client's problem is they feel alone. They feel that they can't get integrated into the community. And so you're solving that problem for them, and it works.
Yeah, you can use your own experience. Like I said, I was 20 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, I didn't like that. Okay, problem, solution, right?
Correct.
And it's so many of the, Amanda's saying, well, I didn't like, some places that I lived in. I didn't like feeling left out. Problem, solution. Well, what can I do to impact the next person who feels that way? And it doesn't take a lot. Everyone has challenges. Everyone has things that they're like, oh, I would rather not feel like this again.
No, it's just taking the time to actually think about it and consider it and being intentional with it. That's what most people don't want to do. They don't want to take the time to think about something that they don't have clarity on. But the moment you start actually, when it clicks in your brain, it's like, oh, well, it's so easy to market at that point. It's so easy to identify the person walking down the street as your client because you've taken the time and effort and energy to figure out who that is.
Right.
And you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall, which is what a lot of people are doing.
Well, being intentional is key. And that's one thing that you said. And also stepping out of your comfort zone.
For sure.
So that I think is the hardest part of it.
But so y'all also talked about not only the community aspect, but y'all's past clients, right? And now it kind of all goes together. But what is y'all's method of staying in touch with your past clients? What system do you follow in order to make sure that you're adding value to your? I don't like calling them past clients, honestly. Your clients that are not
clients are supposed to be for life. So we've always done, at the very least, every year we have a Christmas event where it's like a client appreciation base.
Nice.
And it's not really meant to be like this fancy anything. It's really just, we have found a way to get a Santa, get a photographer. Fancy, though, by the way. It has gotten very fancy over time as we have learned. But at the root of it, it's just, there are a lot of people who will not get an opportunity to get professional Christmas pictures. We want to give that to them. And it's another way. I mean, everyone's happy during the holidays for the most part, and so everyone has things to look forward to. And it's just nice to be like, hey, come by. I want to see you. And if it's like the one time I get to see you, that's okay. But come bring the kids. I want to see how they're growing up. And, you get a nice memory out of it. So we've always done it. And then over the last couple of years, we continue to grow. And now we have, people who come and sponsor and help us make it a bigger event. And that's one of the things that we will never stop doing. Yeah. Because it is so important.
So we also do birthday cards. Birthday cards, we recognize their home anniversary, right? Cool. So 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, whatever, wherever they are. Yeah.
And how do you do that? Are you making a phone call, sending a card? How do you do that?
Yeah, no, like an actual.
It's all handwritten.
You're writing a handwritten card. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people don't take the time to actually do that type of stuff anymore. I remember when I first got into business, I would write a thank you card for every buyer, seller, and realtor and lender in every transaction. And then it was, you do 20 in a month, 20 closings, you got 5 people at every transaction. That's a lot of handwritten.
So Jared, I challenge you this next quarter.
I actually took the time. Me and Stephanie went on a trip to New York City, and that was the beginning. It was the 4th of July, which is the beginning of July. So I wrote all the thank you notes for the June while I was on the airplane and mailed them while I was in New York. And it makes a huge difference. People remember when you do that. I actually have a note on my desk from a realtor who wrote me a handwritten note the other day. And just people don't take the time to do it.
Who doesn't want to be acknowledged?
But it goes back to being intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because anybody can quickly have it mass produce. It just doesn't feel the same.
It's not the same.
Think about a handwritten letter in the mail versus a flyer. It's
not the same.
Yeah.
No, I love my letters.
Yeah, and look, and it's all intentional, being intentional, being systematic with it. We're beyond the point of writing handwritten cards. Every single closing, if you notice, we get looped into the email, and I try, if I'm doing the closing, to make sure I tell everybody thank you for the closing. So it goes a long way to stay in touch with people and show that you're appreciative, and it's not just transactional; it's relationship based, which is a lost art around here because people are always trying to go to the next deal, and they forget about the people who supported them to get where they're at, and miss out on the opportunities that those people provide for them going forward. Because I think the statistics. Especially, I went to a Ninja Selling installation. I think that every person knows 4 to 5 people every year that are going to buy a house. And then every 7 to 8 years, they're going to buy themselves a house. So that means every 8th year, that person actually knows another person themselves that are going to buy themselves. So if you have a database of 400 people, that's a lot of opportunity for you to focus just on the people who already have an experience with you, as opposed to going and finding a new person every single transaction. But that hustle and that grind seems unnecessary whenever you know that your past client database has all these people available for you to grab, if you just intentionally add value by the events and the handwritten notes and showing that you still appreciate them.
Yeah. And we do believe in also not just past clients. When we do our events, we do focus a lot on small businesses too.
Yeah.
That has been really important because we know as a small business, they also need that support. Mm-hmm. We've done pop-ups and things like that for them. So that to us is like, okay, now we're able to combine two things that are kind of like problem solution too. It's like businesses that are looking to grow with our clients who want to be integrated into the community. It's like a no-brainer. It's so easy. It's, well, it's not easy, but it just makes sense.
Not easy.
Says the one who coordinates all of the mapping.
Yeah. It's fun though.
It's a great
It's
time.
rewarding.
It's rewarding.
It's rewarding once you get it done. 'Cause trust
That's
me,
how we feel when we, after any event, like, you know, because people ask why we spend so much time doing that. And at the end of the day, it's because we want to impact our community. Very simple answer, very simple concept, very hard freaking work, but it feels good when you show love.
Absolutely.
It feels good when you watch people grow. It feels good when you're like, I made that introduction and now both of them are having a better life.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing.